there?
We're good.
Okay.
So we are waist up or what?
Waist up.
Okay.
Let me know when to start.
Whenever you're ready, Hassan.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is Rafiuddin Ahmed again. I'm here at the Parliament of World Religion in Chicago, Illinois. And one thing we're doing is talking to a lot of our brothers and sisters of interfaith and talking to them about atrocities that are taking place around the world. And one particular conflict in India that I have been concentrating on, and I have posted many articles and videos about what happened in Manipur, where you can see the banner behind me, where 249 churches were destroyed within a matter of 36 hours. And unfortunately, many people are doubting to the accuracy of this number or this news. I have with me Sister Flo, and so she is from Manipur, and she's part of an organization that represents people of Manipur. So, Sister Flo, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you, brother, for having me here. So, my name is Florence Nyangkatun Lo. My maiden name is Guite. So, I'm a member of the Kizomi people that are caught up in the conflict in Manipur. And on May 3rd, I knew nothing in the morning. I knew nothing about what was going on in Manipur and in India. But I got a text from my sister in India saying, "Have you talked to your mom?" So when I got the text, I realized that there was something going on. And at that moment, my mother, who's 77, my 13-year-old niece, 5-year-old twins, boy and girl, 2-year-old nephew, and my sister-in-law had to run from their house and hide in a Hindu neighbor's house because the mob had burned one of these churches was our neighborhood church, a Baptist church, had burnt their house, their church and their neighbors' houses, and had turned to their house. So my family escaped with their lives that day, but many others have not been so lucky. So in direct response to what happened in Manipur that day, I and a number of other people, the diaspora in the United States of the Kuki-Zomi people in Manipur, we formed North American Manipur Tribal Association, NAMTA. So our organization is 2 days younger than this conflict, but we knew something had to be done. We couldn't stand silent while such an atrocity happened against our people. Within that same day, basically all the churches in the Imphal Valley that were Kuki-Zomi churches were burnt. The final count is more than 359 of churches all over Manipur that have been burned. 2 synagogues have been burned. Over 60,000 people are displaced. Over 300 people are dead. Many people, women have been raped, gang raped. In one viral video, 2 women were shown being paraded naked and groped and harassed by a crowd that then gang raped them. And this has to stop somehow.
So let me ask you, what's behind all these things?
It is so interesting to me that we ask ourselves this question when it is the government that should be asking this question. And if the government of India is not asking this question, then we need to ask ourselves, who is it really? There is in Manipur, there are 2 Meitei terrorist organizations called Meitei Lepun and Arambai Tengol, and they have been very vocal, very publicly in demonizing and calling out for the Kuki people to be eliminated, killed and eliminated. They have been supported by the Chief Minister of Manipur, Mr. Biren Singh, who is himself a BJP leader, and the Home Minister Amit Shah and our current the current Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, have not done anything. So in my opinion, they are all complicit in this. And if they're not, then why conflict 105 days later.
Let me ask you, I've been talking about a terrorist organization in India called RSS,
Yes.
and which is a Nazi-inspired organization.
It is. And as you know, RSS is the organization from which the BJP came out, and the RSS playbook that they executed in Gujarat is what they're executing essentially in Manipur right now.
So we have been advocating for the Muslims when there was only Muslims that were being victimized, and now they have started with the Christian brothers and sisters also. What is your message to an average American who's listening to this, whether regardless of their faith or their ethnicity and stuff, it's human lives that are being affected? And we know that our president, President Biden, and our Congress gave a red carpet, welcome to Narendra Modi, who is behind all of this, right? So what message do you have for American citizens who are listening to you right now?
I think it's time for American citizens to stand up for human rights. I think it's time for regular American citizens, for what we're calling the body of Christ, and all our other brothers and sisters, the Muslims, the atheists, everyone needs to stand up and say, how can we do business? How can we support a ruling party like this that is in India right now? As you and I are both of Indian origin, we love India more than India has loved us, and we need our government here, President Biden. We need the Republican Party. We need the Democrats on both sides of the aisle. We need your help, and our politicians are not going to move unless we, the people, start raising our voices, and we need the American people to start raising your voices. Please, I beg of you.
So Florence, I am a Muslim American, and when ISIS and Al-Qaeda was culprit of a lot of terrorist attacks and activities and all, me as a Muslim American had nothing to do with them, but I was, as being a leader of the Muslim community, I was always asked to condemn them. To me, they never represented Islam. But in Islam, there's no room for such things. And we know that Hinduism is a peaceful religion as well. And many people that I've spoken to, they believe that the Hinduism is being hijacked by Modi and RSS and all that. What responsibility do you think a Hindu American has here in America?
This is such a good question, because we desperately need our Hindu brothers and sisters to stand with us. I grew up in UP because my father was an IPS officer of the UP cadre, and I've lived in Aligarh, Agra, Nainital, Lucknow, Mainpuri, and I know the Hindi heartland of India. The common people are not bad people. Hinduism is a great religion. It is one of the great old religions that we have in the world. If you've ever been to a Hindu wedding of a friend of yours here in America, and the priest translates the rites, you will understand that what they are saying are very wonderful, good things that any person can ascribe to. And without the voice of Hindus that are for human rights, Hindus that are rational thinking people, it becomes even more and more Hindus versus Christians, Hindus versus Muslims, and it isn't. It is good people against bad people. It is good against evil. It's as simple as that. Which is why ISIS and any Muslim Islamic terrorist is a bad person. There are Christian terrorists as well. Those are bad people. And we, good people, should be united in being against bad and evil.
So I will conclude with this. What message do you have for, we know there's lots of Hindu Americans who are running for election. We know a couple of them who are running for the Republican Party presidential primary. I'm from Virginia. There are many Hindu Americans who are running for election. What responsibility do you think that they have to, should they be denouncing this, or should they remain silent as they have chosen to do so far?
I mean, that's a layup, of course. Of course they should be denouncing this, but what I would say is I would ask them to go and read the U.S. Constitution. I have it in my pocket right now. Every human being has the right to a life of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And what is happening in India with this government in place is that poor, and this affects always the poorest of the poor, poor Hindu Dalits, poor Christians, and poor Muslims are being denied that right, which is also enshrined in the preamble to the Indian Constitution. So I would ask these elected, these rising representatives of the American public to read the Constitution of America, because you're going to be pledging your allegiance to it, and if you are going to be truthful when you stand up there and are elected, then you need to do the right thing. It's as simple as that.
Sister Flo,
Thank you so much
Florence,
for having
thank
me.
you very much.
Yes.
I personally will be praying for your family, safety of your family and your people. Thank you very much.